Okay, guys, we are live. It's Danny Walsh. It's 2 p.m. This is October the 13th, 2016. It's 2 p.m. UK time. I'm aware that other time zones are going into daylight saving and the clocks are all messed up. So if you're missing this, you're probably watching it on the replay. That's fine. Everything I'm saying in this video will be current and relevant when you get to watch it. Don't worry. So as normal, we'll give a few minutes for people to join us on this call. I'll be taking questions and giving you a chance to ask me stuff at the end, so stay on as we go through. We should be done in 60 minutes because I value your time and obviously appreciate that you're at work or you're doing things that you need to do on your own projects. So 60 minutes. High energy, high impact stuff. Hopefully this will be some business changing, lead generation, money making, cool awesomeness that you can bottle up and hopefully sell going forward. So just a sound check. If you can hear me, let me know in the comments. As I said, I'm going to wait a few minutes for people to get on board. I can see that everything's working. I'll see if any comments are coming through. I can see some stuff coming through to my Facebook, and you can hear ping, email, everything's going off in the right direction, which is good. Thumbs up and messages. There's quite a few people on the site. Welcome on board if you've not seen this before. Hope that this will be a useful presentation for you. So as people are joining the call, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually share my screen with you, and hopefully you can all see the screen now, and I'm just going to touch on what it is that we are going to basically be covering today. And as always, my preparation is happening as we speak. You know, this is something that I do off the cuff every week. It's live, it's not rehearsed, I don't do a script. So this is me, 100% uncensored, as it were. I'll try not to swear. And we want to cover some cool stuff around marketing. So there's three main things I want to cover today. So the first thing is funnels and organisation, and we spell it with an S in the UK, so you can add the Z if you're in the US. Funnels and organisation. I want to show you a brand new product. I want to talk a little bit about the affiliate marketing stuff we've been doing and some of the successes that we've been having. There is a little story to tell, or two, and I want to take questions and give you some, hopefully give you some answers towards the end of the call. As I said, this is approximately 1 hour. We generally don't go over. Hopefully everybody can see this stuff, and we will make a start in a few more seconds. So get a pen, get some paper if you want to take notes. Members will get the access to the replay in the training area. If you're not already a member of the training area, it is dannywalsh.co.uk/training, and I've got a bunch of stuff going up there on actionetics and emails and all sorts of cool things for you there. But for the focus of this call today, funnels and organisation, a brand new product that I believe you're just going to jump on straight away. I did update on the affiliate marketing stuff that I'm doing, and I know quite a few of you guys are doing, especially around the ClickFunnels 100-day challenge. This little story, which I'm going to start with in a second, and some questions and answers. So a couple of seconds and we'll dive straight into this stuff. I'm glad you're here, and I hope we have a very productive call. Switch off back to the holding page for you, and I'll just give it a few seconds for any last remaining folk to get on board, and then we will make a start. So if you can hear me okay, leave me a comment if there's any problems, or I know people are giving me thumbs up on Facebook, so things seems to be working, and I'm ready. If you're ready, let's dive into this stuff and make a start. So I'll turn off the lower third as well, which should vanish before your eyes. the first thing I want to talk about really is just a little story, and I posted something in the ClickFunnels group yesterday. And if you're not a member of the ClickFunnels group on Facebook, just type in ClickFunnels Official at the top, and I'll put it in here for you. Official, and that will take you to the group. You can join, you can get in there, you can interact. There's nearly 30,000 members in ClickFunnels. Obviously, ClickFunnels is an important part of my business, your business, and a lot of businesses around the world. But I've posted in the group basically a little snapshot of a day in the life of me yesterday and what I was up to in my business. And it's had quite a good response, and I've had some interesting comments and people liking this stuff and, you know, giving me feedback. People are also messaging me, but there is some quite, you know, useful information just that you can take away from just this little story, this little post. I'm not going to dwell on it for long, just a couple of minutes. But if you go into the group, on the left or the right, depending on which version of Facebook you're viewing from, if you type in my name when you're in the group and search the group for Danny Walsh, you'll see these posts come up, and you'll see I'm quite active. But the top post, which was about 20 hours ago, you can see that sort of 60 people have liked this. I literally listed what I did yesterday, and this is accurate. This is really what I did yesterday, and I'm kind of like, wake up to find an inbox full of questions about ClickFunnels and marketing and all sorts of comments and compliments and different sort of criticisms, indeed, all sorts of cool stuff going on that I can really learn from and use in my business to develop. I've opened my email. The affiliate program from ClickFunnels has sent me $590, so that's like directly linked to ClickFunnels. I've gone online and I'm working with a guy called Daniel, and I know he's in New Zealand, and he said he's going to crash. He couldn't stay up long enough for the live call, but I know he'll watch the replay. So yes, Daniel, you know, I want to just touch a little bit on this story. Daniel came to me a couple of months ago, and he's moved to New Zealand from Colombia, and he was looking at promoting some network marketing products, and quite quickly realised that he had this passion and love for ClickFunnels, and he had an inkling that he would be able to potentially start to sell funnels to people. And we've kind of pushed along on that track. And Daniel's story, which I'm going to share a bit further down the line in the ClickFunnels group, is like, it's really awesome and really amazing, but it just demonstrates when you apply yourself and when you actually commit to something, there's nothing that can actually stop you. And Daniel's gone from sort of thinking, what do I do? How do I get into this marketing? How do I get into this network marketing? How do I actually sell products? To kind of flipping the coin and positioning himself to a point where he can actually attract clients and choose who he wants to work with. And we're going to share this story down the line, but that was just part of my morning. From there, I'm honoured that, you know, a very well-known affiliate marketer has actually reached out to me personally, and his words were, he doesn't even reach out to people on the internet, but he saw something that I've done and he's made a comment and he's got involved, sent me a message. He's actually given me access to a product which I'm going to reveal to you in a short while on this call. And the amount of energy and enthusiasm and support from this guy, it was like, so I'm overwhelmed by like 12 o'clock anyway in my own little marketing world. From there, I've gone to Manchester and a few other places, and then I've visited a bakery. They've signed up for a funnel and ClickFunnels, and it's all just part of the day job. I've come home, there's loads of inboxes, we've got on some calls, I've had a big bag of Jamaican food from the bakery, and it's just like, honestly, that is a typical day of my life doing marketing, funnels and different things. You make money, you help people, you get to see lots of things, but you're not bound by anybody's rules. And that's whether you're selling something or you're promoting a service, wherever you're positioning yourself. If you're having fun and you're enjoying what you do and you're out and about and you're helping people and you're making money, but that's not even the point. You're in a great position to do what you want to do and live your life as you choose, in a sense, as long as obviously you do the work. Somebody asked me, what's your biggest secret? You know, let's like do the work. And sometimes you can overwhelm yourself and you can get burned out and you can be in a position where you don't want to do the work, but always something pushes you forward and gets you to a point where you know that you can free up capacity, you know that you can work with the right clients, you know that you can make the income that you want. And if anybody's kind of sat on the fence about quitting their job or starting a business or diving into internet marketing or this kind of world of funnels and consultancy and different things, don't hesitate. You know, take a leap, take a leap of faith. I'm always here to help. There's lots of guys here to help. Like I said in the ClickFunnels group, all the encouragement and enthusiasm around what you're doing, fantastic. So I've clearly got a lot of things going on in my business, and in order to kind of keep on top of all this stuff, I've got it here. You won't see it, but you can hear it. I've got the whiteboard, and you know, this whiteboard is where I tried to put details of all these people I'm working with. But if you look just what I've described and what's in the ClickFunnels group from yesterday, that fills a whiteboard in 5 minutes. So I'm like, how could I organize my business and visually see what's been going on with my funnels and my workflow and the way I get people into my pipeline and all of this sort of stuff? And this kind of leads into this first point. How do you organize all of this stuff that you could potentially be doing, whether that is just simply running one funnel or one promotion or working with some clients, whatever it may be? I was kind of struggling to get all of this stuff on the whiteboard. So what I want to show you in this first part of this session is literally how you can organize your funnels and your workflow on and offline. And what I've found is that there are millions of different ways to do this, obviously, from the whiteboard, you know, literally with a pen, to Google Documents, what you can sort of see on the screen now. You can write stuff and it's saved, to things like Asana and Basecamp and these complicated looking systems that allow you to plan what it is that you're doing and how you're doing it. Now, the best one that I found, the one that I like the most and the one that I'm going to show you now, is Trello. And if you look under the video, there's a link to Trello. You know, it's free, 100% free, right? If you've never used Trello before, this is going to revolutionize your business. It's trello.com. You sign up, you can click the link below. If I refer you, you know, I think they give me some emojis and some stickers and things like that. There's no cash involved, you don't need to pay. I've never paid yet and it works great. So this is what it looks like when you kind of set up Trello. And you can have lots and lots of different boards. Obviously, I'm not going to show you real boards with real people and real information in there because that's the sort of a data protection issue. But what I'm going to show you is the principles behind how I use this system to monitor what's going on in my business, how we can do some cool automation, and how you can literally use these boards to organize any kind of workflow that you could probably imagine. Now, this is awesome for free. This is something you need to be registering, you need to be signing up on, you need to be having a look at, because you can do so many cool things. Now, when you think, well, why do I need a system to organize myself? You know, if you have a day like I had yesterday, you need to know where you're going, you need to know what you've said in previous meetings, you need your notes to hand, you need everything around perhaps one client or one project or one piece of work that will enable you to obviously do the job and stay ahead of the game. So if we have a look at this and we think about it, what kind of things can we do? This is a Trello board, and in this board you can create lists, right? So for example, look at this. You could do to do, in progress, right, and complete. Right? That's very simple. That's a to-do list, right? So in the list, you can then have cards. Job 1, set up funnel. Right? So you can see almost straight away where we're going with this. Job 2, set up tracking for funnel. Job 3, create adverts, whatever it is. Yeah? Each card has got its own information space, and you can put your own description, tasks, comments. You can invite members, so your staff, your colleagues, your VA. You can label these things, and you can customize your own labels so you can give things priorities. You can create a checklist that you would have to go through to complete that task. Look, little checklist. Add that, look, and you add an item. So item 1, item 2, Item 3. And you can literally collaborate in these little cards that are relevant to your tasks or jobs or projects or things that you're trying to achieve. Right? So as you go through, you can tick these little things off, and it's happy days. So you can collaborate with your staff, add members, you can set due dates, and you can move things around the list of boards. So this is really useful for me because it is like a virtual whiteboard, but as you can see, as things are in progress, you would drag them into the in progress category. As things get completed, you add things to the completed category. But you can create categories for anything you like, and you can work this in some very interesting ways. So I'm just going to quickly check the live stream, make sure everybody's listening. We've got some comments and different things, and then I'm going to show you one way that I use Trello to actually map the different stages of my funnels. And hopefully from there, you'll be able to do something similar, especially if you're working with clients or you're dealing with high volume or you've got lots of things going on in your business. This has really, really helped me to get on top of a lot of things, to manage things effectively, and to make sure that my time is used to the best of my ability. For example, if I'm going to come on a call with somebody, I already have the notes saved into a Trello card. So we'll come to that in a second. I'm just going to flick off the screen, make sure that everybody's happy. We've got comments and different things coming through, and then I'll jump straight back in and show you exactly how you can use Trello in association with your funnels. So just one second, we'll do a couple of checks. I'll just answer a quick message as well. So that's good. We're getting some bits and pieces. I'm getting some Facebook messages. Let's see if anybody's left any comments on the screen. Let's take a look. We are live. It's 13th of October, and yeah, things look like they're working well. So I will flip back to the screen. And what we'll do is we'll take a look at Trello in the way that I use it. So a basic to-do list could be really helpful to do in progress complete. Could be really helpful for you in your business, just to keep on track of the main overarching tasks. And this could be anything, and you can actually put all the details that you like or need to have. You can have images in there, you can have video, all sorts of different things that are relevant. So everything's in one place. So let's just get rid of these lists, right, and let's look at a different format of how we could do this, right? Imagine if the first one was leads, right, and then if you add maybe call, and then if you have disqualified, and then if you have, for example, send more info, and then if you have, for example, ready to start, and then if you have, I'm making this up as I go along, you can see the thing, sort of contract, and maybe we think, well, the contract comes before they're ready to start, so we'll swap that round. You would have to do it in the logical order, and then maybe phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, completed, ready to upsell. Now, if you're using ClickFunnels or you're using any sort of funnel, or you're doing any sort of thing, lead generation, getting new customers, I don't care what it is, you've actually got a funnel, whether you realize it or you don't. And no matter what business you're in, whether you're selling cars or you're, selling anything, whether you're selling info products, whatever it is, you need leads. Yeah, you need people to come to your business, and they are leads. And you know what we do every single day to get leads. We write things on Facebook, we set up funnels, we do ads, we put things on YouTube, we do live webinars, we do all of this crazy stuff that we need to do to get leads. And obviously we give value and we enjoy doing this. But the overarching end game of everything you're doing in your marketing is to get leads and convert them into sales, right? So in my business, if I want to be obviously handling lots and lots of different leads, they're coming in from lots and lots of different angles, I need to keep on top of all these people and what stage they are at in my funnel. So if you think about, you've got a funnel and you think, yeah, well, we've got these different stages. Have you ever thought about mapping it out like this? What are the actual stages? Because there are some stages that don't appear on the internet, but people are still at that point. Does that make sense? So for example, if we get Joe Blogs as a new lead, right? Now that lead could have come from anywhere. So in some instances, like ClickFunnels, for example, opt-in pages, we can use a Zapier, a Zap, to automatically drop any leads that come through any of our opt-in forms into Trello. So anything that comes through your opt-in forms would automatically appear in this list, right? And I've got that going on in my other funnels. So if you opt in to any of my ClickFunnels opt-in pages, you get added to the leads section of my Trello board. Now how cool's that? I'm looking at this in the morning and seeing, look, there's 25, 30 new leads. Let's click on them and see what information they've provided, right? But you can also do this manually. So in this case, I'm on Facebook, I'm in a group, someone says, hey Danny, I'm so grateful for this post, thanks so much. I would enter that person's name very quickly into Trello as a lead. And as I'm talking to these people, I come into the description and I put their Facebook link in here and I copy and paste the initial message. And you can see how fast I can type, so if you can't type as fast as me, I apologise. That's 20 years of typing, and there's people who can type even faster. It helps to be able to get this stuff down fast. But if you think about it, with Trello just sat on a tab, as soon as somebody interacts with your business, whether you're on Skype, phone, email, wherever it is, it's like a very, very basic CRM system without all of the complicated features. It's a very simple place to keep your notes. Some of you, by all means, could be using more complicated systems, but I find this is very, very quick, very, very visual, allows me to put what I need and keep track on who these people are. So we've talked to Joe Blogs, I've put his link, I've put the message. As I'm talking to this guy, or whoever it is, I can add notes. I can add screenshots. Yeah? And what I do, right, is I have a checklist like this that I open up for every single person that I speak to, and it kind of goes like this. Right, I have an intro. Right, I have a discovery point. I have pain points where I talk about the issues, solution, and close. And as I'm talking to somebody on my calls, I'm ticking these off. And I'm adding notes. And I've got a checklist here that kind of... No, not a checklist, sorry. I've got some labels here where I can give you a colour based on what kind of business you're in, what kind of help you need. So I've got like ClickFunnels, I think it's purple, I've got priorities, I've got different things. And I can very, very quickly give myself a visual representation of who I'm talking to, what it is that they need, what it is that they're doing. I can put the links, I can put the pictures, everything that they give me all in one place, right? That's awesome for me, right? I can select due dates of when these things need to be dealt with and give these dates in the future or whatever. We can go through the checklist, and then as we progress from becoming a lead, we can move them to the different segments of the funnel. So if I talk to you 2 minutes and you're not for me, you'd be straight in disqualified. I know like that, you're disqualified. We're not going to work together. You might not have the money to do it, you might not have the inclination to do it, you might not be on my level, whatever it is. You've got a right to turn down business. It's your business, you need to protect your interest. Some people will come and they are, all for it, they want everything, but they've no money. So what, if they can't invest in your dream, how can you invest in theirs? If you put them in the disqualified list with a note as to why you've disqualified them, you're not wasting your time with these people in the future. Yeah? You might want to move them. Oh, we need to send this person more info. Or we need to put this person on a call. So let's move them to call. And you see there now, we know that as our leads are coming in, we can start to move them along our funnel. And it's a visual representation of the funnel. And if you just believe your funnel is a series of pages on the internet, then you need to step back and actually look and think, well, the funnel is getting them from the ad to at least give us their email address to at least buy something. But what happens after they buy? There's the long-term relationship that I always talk about. And using this helps you keep track of who you're dealing with. So after the call, Joe Bloggs says, I need more information, please send me something. I write a note, I drag him in there. If you've got 150 people you're working with and trying to keep on top of, or business opportunities or different things, and you know what stage of your funnel that they're at, and you can instantly see what you've said and what you've done and all the things that you're up to with these guys, so you don't sort of make a mistake, you know, when you go on the call. Some of the most important things that I'm very, very conscious of is like, spell people's names right. Don't make an assumption that you know how to spell the name. You know, it could, Joe could be J-O. You know, people have different ways of spelling things, so you always have to be meticulous. If people tell you something on the call that's very, very crucial to your business, or they say something that's like detrimental, you need to note that down. If people are saying about, you know, they're having a vacation coming up, note that down. Build yourself a Rolodex, a set of information on all of your clients, because the end goal, just like with any funnel, is to get them through your different phases. You know what these are, you know, make them up, whatever they are. This could be member, you know, value ladder, think your value ladder, so it could be, you know, free stuff, membership site, you know, coaching client, whatever it is. And then as they're completed, you've made the notes, you think, right, we've done a funnel, we've built a project, we've sold them something, whatever it is, you can drop them in the ready to upsell, and you can either have yourself or a member of your team or somebody else see that card and know what to do with them going forward, and you can then go, you know, upsell one. Where are you taking these guys? With this visual representation of your funnel, you're very, very able to keep on top of exactly what's going on. And not only that, if Joe Bloggs turns out to be an equity partner, or it turns out to be somebody who's pays you forevermore, you're putting all the notes in one place. That prevents you from slipping up, and it also buys you more time. So you can jump onto Trello 2 minutes before you're due on a call, see what you talked about last time, and deal with it from there without having to go back through paper. And you know, this thing's always to hand, and you can use it on your phone as well. Obviously, everybody to their own. Everybody's got their own way of systemizing and their own way of doing things. But for something that's free, for something that's like 2 seconds to set up, we've just created our entire funnel in less than 15 minutes or so. Something that you can, you know, quickly automate, and you can use things like I said, Zapier, to actually drop your leads in from things like ClickFunnels, lead pages, whatever you're using. You can get your leads in there automatically. Then you can start adding the detail. Then you can start connecting up what, you know, websites have they got, what accounts have they got, or what are they doing, and building up a picture of the people you're working with. No matter whether you're new or, you know, well established in business, I believe from my experience that this will simplify your life and give you a visual representation of where people are in your funnel. Hopefully you can jump in there, you can set yourself up a board. It's absolutely free, links below this video. See what you can do with it, whether you're doing a complicated funnel, or you're just doing to do, in progress, complete, or you're organizing things in different ways. And what would be really cool is if you sent me an email or made a comment and actually said, this is what I've done with Trello. Video it, do a video demonstration, get people to sign up under your link and get you free emojis and all that kind of stuff. It's a cool thing. Go and use it. This is what these calls are all about. It's about sharing things that you might not necessarily know about. If you're an avid Trello fan, a Trello user, hopefully some of the ways I've showed you to use that just now will be helpful. You know, I've got to try and fit in things that appeal to everybody. I'm going to change gear slightly in a second, and we're going to move from organizing our leads once we get them to a cool way to actually attract leads. And this is a brand new software that launches at 11 a.m. Eastern this morning, so in an hour or so from now. this new software is going to hit the market and it's actually going to revolutionize the way you do your business. So not a pitch as such, more a recommendation. And I think what you'll see is it's cheap enough to, scratch everybody's itch. So I'm going to introduce you to this new software in a second. If there's any questions or comments or anything on the Trello stuff, leave them in the comments below the video. Let me know and I'll do my best to answer them at the end. I'm just going to switch screens and obviously we can go into see how we're doing and see if there's any comments and different bits and pieces, and then I'll be right back with you to show you this new software that's just about to come out. So hope you're enjoying the call, hope everybody's alright. Take a sip of your water or what you're doing. It's around 2:30, so 30 minutes left. Just want to check where we're up to, visitors and all the rest of the stuff. Site looks to be doing quite well today, so if you're listening, really appreciate you being here and really appreciate your support. I'm just checking on the comments. I know quite a lot of people are actually sending me messages directly via Facebook and Skype, so I will monitor those. I can't get around to answering too many of them while I'm on the live thing, just because it's like, operating a radio station or something. Back to it. So we did the Trello thing. Looked at Trello, obviously. You can organise your funnels, business, whatever. Now, the new software I want to introduce to you, and I think this is really amazing, to be honest. If you've been on any of my pages, you will notice a little thing appears at the top. And what it does is it says get notifications. So if, for example, we go to the training page, just as an example, you'll see, it might not drop at the top because I've already dismissed this thing, but you'll see it appears at the side. Just let me make sure the video doesn't start playing. But you'll notice when the page loads in a second, there's this thing at the right that should appear, if it doesn't make a liar out of me, that says get notifications. And if you've been on any of my pages, you'll see that this thing either appears at the right hand side or it pops down at the top. Maybe this page wasn't the best example, but I've been using a thing called Push Crew. I think the point is I've already subscribed to this list, so we're in a position where it's not actually showing it to me because that's how I've set it up. I've been using this thing called Push Crew. Now, Push Crew is this thing. I'll show you the website. Right, so we'll go to pushcrew.com. I've been using this and I found it on ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels were using it and I thought, well, what a cool thing to do. What it allows you to actually do is ask people, can you send them notifications? Right, so you can see here, you see it in action, that you get these little things pop down at the top and says, can we send you notifications to your browser? And a lot of people are clicking yes and accepting this thing, right? So I've been using this Push Crew one and it's been working really well, getting great opens. And if you're on my Push Crew list, you'll know that I send you a little message to the corner of your browser and it's like, hey, click here and we're live in 20 minutes, or click here and I've got this offer, or click here and we've got this thing. Whatever it may be, I've been using Push Crew. But what I've arrived at the issue is that I want to use this on multiple sites. So I want to use it in my niche, I want to use it in all my different programs, is that it's kind of limited. So it says it's free, but when you realise that you can't take their branding off, it becomes a little bit, so like every time I do send one of these messages, everybody knows how I'm doing it because it says powered by Push Crew, right? It won't let me have more than 500 subscribers, so we've had to set multiple accounts up to handle the volumes of the phishing, some of the bigger stuff that we're doing. And it's kind of logging in, logging out, moving around. Now, it's quite a powerful system, don't get me wrong, and it's worked well, but you see here, this is where it starts to get a little bit sticky for me, because even though it's a powerful service, I can't warrant $75 a month for the amount of stuff I do with it at this point. And still, you have to pay that for the custom branding, but still, you can only use it on 3 websites. And if you want to use it on more than 3 websites, which clearly I do, fishing, outdoor activities, all these different things, you've got to contact them and get a quote. Now, I've inquired, and it's, you know, when you can clearly know when people put contact us to get a quote that they're not going to be coming quoting peanuts. They've come back with quite a sizable amount, and that kind of got me thinking that if I really work hard to build up my push crew list, at some point I'm going to have to part with potentially a large amount of money each month. At this point, is that really for me? So with push notifications in mind, the power of them, but also balancing this against the 3 website thing, the branding, the cost, and all the rest of it, I've been at a bit of a sticking point. Now, like I said yesterday, I'm in the weird and wonderful world of marketing, and from one of the things I did online, somebody's hit me up who's actually connected to something that's launching today. And what this product is, not Push Crew, it's actually called Let Reach. So this is Let Reach, and I was fortunate enough to get access to the platform. Now, this thing only goes live in like an hour or so. It goes live at 11 a.m. this morning. If you look around the video, I've put a link, and what I've done is a full demo, 15-minute demo of the video. I've put it on there. I've put some bonuses with it that you can have whether you've subscribed to anything I've done in the past or not. So there's a great incentive to actually run and buy this thing. But this is launching today at $65 for life. And this thing is $75 for 1 month. And I'm like, well, that's kind of more appealing to me. Right? But then I got into the actual features of this thing. And not only does it perform better than Push Crew, it's actually got more features and more things you can do. And I've looked into this morning, and clearly I've only put it on one little test page. But from playing with this and looking at some of the tutorials and some of the things that these guys have included, notwithstanding the fact that I actually know these guys now and I've met them yesterday and I've been on Skype with them, I think what we've got here is like a really solid, robust product that's actually going to, you know, overwrite the Push Crew costs and all of the rest of it, but it's actually going to be more effective. Now, I came into this and set this up in about 5 minutes. There are some Google API key thingies to do. Now, if you take it through my link and you get the bonus, there's a Skype call in there. Let's go on Skype, I'll set it up for you. So that's kind of simple to start with. Once you've put your website and what you want to do, and you put these API keys and different things, you start to set your structure. So first you choose where would you like your little pop-up box to appear. So, you know, this is like the default one, the top one, so you'd enable that. And then this is what it would look like at the top. So you can remove the branding straight away. Look, so if you have the branding on, it says powered by Let Reach. You'll notice it's exactly the same as Push Crew, but they want $75 a month to do that. Makes sense to me. You can choose to disable it on mobile, which is pretty cool. Change the background settings, the message, and all the rest of it. Once you've done that, you move forward and you sort of customize these little bits and pieces that it wants. Google thing that I can show you. It tells you exactly what to do there. It's a little bit tricky, but it took me for 2 minutes. Obviously, you know, you want to have users and different people coming into your account. As this builds up, these things will start to do. You set up a welcome notification, so as soon as they sign up, they will receive this. And then you get to the installation part, and as you can see, if you're doing ClickFunnels or your own site, you just copy this and stick it into the head, or you can send it to your developer, or there's a WordPress plugin, and it's all great, it's all supported, full training. So you're like, right, dead easy to install, dead easy to set up. What does it do? Obviously, it allows you to build a list, so you can build a list of subscribers that are subscribed to your various pages. Once you've got these guys on your list, you can see all this data about them, like what platforms they're using, what devices, what browsers, where in the world are they. So if you think about it, you can actually segment these lists and start sending messages to different parts of the world at the relevant times, sending relevant messages to relevant devices at the relevant times. So you can look at your statistics, you can see who's subscribed, you can manage some data, and like I said, you can actually segment these guys by creating filters and segments within the program. So you've got a lot of flexibility to be able to come in and, for example, exclude cities, categories, different things that we've just looked at, give it a name and use that to separate your list. That's just the start. Now I'm talking, this is $65 for life. It's live in an hour's time. There's even a discount code on the page. Like I said, there's no pitch. That's not a pitch. That's like, go buy this, put it in your website and start building these lists without the worry that you're telling everybody how you're doing it, like you do with Push Crew, and without the worry of a recurring monthly fee. When you look at this bit now, this is what really blew my mind. And when the guy jumped on the call with me yesterday and showed me this for the first time, I was like, this is awesome. Not only can you pull live notifications from your existing RSS feed, which means that anything you blog or write or do on your WordPress site or wherever you've got a feed coming from will be pushed automatically. You can do this. You can create these sequences. So I've made a few of these this morning just to sort of do the demo video and whatnot. So I think I'm up to number 4. But if we create a sequence, I won't start from scratch. I'll use this pre-built module that they've provided, so you can kind of see how you could do this. Think about funnels and flows and how you get people from A to B. This is using push notifications and allowing you to build little funnels, right? So they subscribe, they click the thing at the top, they get access, they get the first notification. After a period of time, whether they click it or they don't, you can choose what to do next. So if somebody doesn't click, after a period of time, you can send them something different to encourage them to come back to the offer, like an autoresponder. If they do click, you can move them forward in your little process, and you can literally create simple workflows that have messages and autoresponder functionality, but using the push response. And the fact of the matter is that because people don't have to be in their email, there is no trash can, there is no spam, there's nothing to worry about. All these guys have to be doing is literally be logged in to their browser. So logged into Chrome or whatever it is, and your messages will appear. As they're interacting, you can send them down these little workflows that you've created and follow up with these guys on autopilot. So not only are you building the list, you're automatically distributing your notifications and carefully think about what is the next logical step, what can I give to these guys. So let's think about this in a practical context. A lot of you guys are doing affiliate stuff around the ClickFunnels 100-day challenge. Not many people are sending out push notifications about the webinar and the book and all of the stuff you can promote from ClickFunnels, right? Is that not an edge? I think it is. You'll see when you go on my opt-in pages, and all I need to do is change one line of code. I might even use this in conjunction with Push Crew just for now. Who knows? But what I'm telling you is that you've got a brand new thing just hitting the market in an hour or so's time. There's a 5% discount code there. It's $65 for life. That's the launch price. Then obviously it'll go up and become something monthly in the future. If you get it now, you're getting it for $65 for life. I'm in here, as you can see, using this stuff. I'm playing with this stuff. I've seen it working. And I believe it's something that will give you an edge in your business. Notwithstanding, I'm talking to the developer and the people involved on Skype. So I know these people, and I can sit here and comfortably say this is something to add to your toolbox. Just like we looked at the Wish Loop suite last week, and the response from last week has been phenomenal. People are going out using this stuff and making affiliate commissions on their promotions, or hijacking other people's websites and all of that cool stuff I showed you. You can use this in conjunction. So whether you're gathering leads from email, or you're gathering leads from browser push notifications, or you're doing things in Facebook groups or whatever, all of your marketing starts to take a new turn and starts to build up momentum, and you start to be, you get yourself to a position where your Trello board is getting nice and healthy, and you know where you're up to and you know what's happening, and the leads are coming in. And then ultimately that's how you can get members joining your programs and packages at relatively high ticket prices. And if you keep delivering the value and you keep notifying people, when things are happening using things like Let Reach, people know what's happening, they know when to click, they know what you want to do. Hopefully that's been something there that gives you a direction and an extra string to the marketing bow. Now, I don't buy every piece of, marketing shiny goodness that comes out, because a lot of it is, just literally a break in your day when you click something, get excited about it for 5 minutes, and then you move on to whatever you were doing and forget about it. This is something that can instantly drop into your business and instantly create leads from WordPress, websites, any kind of blog you've got, anywhere where you can drop that code. That's got to be worth something to you guys today. So take that, do with it as you please. If you use the discount code in the first 6 hours, it'll knock the 5% off or whatever. But as I say, going forward, after 6 hours the price goes up, and every 6 hours the price goes up. It'll end up on a monthly, and it is better than the Push Crew thing, which guys like ClickFunnels are using. So go figure. I'm honoured to have this on my desktop, and really, really pleased to be able to bring it to you before anybody else. So check it out, check the bonuses and stuff, and you're welcome to it. Two great things that we've covered there, in my opinion. We looked at Trello, we looked at this brand new product, which is Let Reach, and I just want to give you a little bit of an update on where I am and what's going on in the ClickFunnels affiliate marketing world. So if you are not already on this bandwagon, as it were, you can go to dannywalsh.co.uk/promote-click-funnels. So you can see it up at the top there. You just need that first bit. So dannywalsh.co.uk/promote-click-funnels, and that will take you through to a simple landing page, basically, where you can opt in and you can get all the information on how you can promote in the 100-day challenge. And literally, you can retire in 100 days. Now, some people think this is crazy, but I'm working with guys who are doing it. Like I said, Russell Brunson sent me $590 yesterday. I didn't ask him for it. I just shared ClickFunnels, and consistently share ClickFunnels. If you want to get on board, there's a link below, I think, as well. But if you go to dannywalsh.co.uk/promote-click-funnels, it's not coming up on this screen right now in front of me because of the live and everything else that I'm doing, so it's a little bit slow. Should open quite instantly for you. You can go on there, you can opt in, you can get the information I've provided you, the edges I've provided you, the share funnels and the bonuses and all that stuff to get you started. But this is what I've been doing, and I'm looking to ramp this up now. I know from my statistics that people are buying into this stuff, and people are coming through. They are taking the bonuses, they are watching the webinars. This thing takes time. It's very important that you recognise that this takes time. Somebody clicking on your link today might only watch that webinar or come back to that download or whatever it is in a few days' time, maybe a week's time. If you stop your ads or give up too soon, you disappear. Right? You've got to be consistent in this approach. That's why it's a 100-day challenge. Right? There's some earnings and different things now that this has just popped up on here. I used somebody else's template, to be honest. It took 2 minutes to do in ClickFunnels, but you put your email in and it'll give you a bunch of stuff from me and some training and videos and different things. I'm about now a few dollars literally away from 5,000. Right, I made $5,000 from ClickFunnels. What I'm looking at on my spreadsheet that you can download from your affiliate account is that that's going to considerably increase going forward. Now, you can sort of plan your cash flow around this stuff, because it's like guaranteed income. Unless these people delete all of their online presence, shut down all their websites, and actually move somewhere else, you will continually get commission. 40% recurring for life. So I'm using the push notifications. I'm using videos. You'll see there's a lot of videos. I'm using live streams. I'm using email. I'm using Facebook groups, Facebook posts, Twitter stuff. You know, there's 9 or 10 things there that I'm actively doing just to recommend the software that runs my business. I'm teaching people about it. I'm helping people build their funnels. I'm getting people to endorse me in groups and different things, and, you know, celebrate the work that I've done with them. I'm inviting people to take part in free calls. I'm giving you all this stuff now so you can think, well, what can I do that's going to give me an edge above all of the other thousands of people that are doing this? What will set me apart? You've got to just think a little bit creative, whether it's something like using the let reach that we've just looked at, or whether it's, you know, giving a bonus, or whether it's doing a tutorial video, or whatever it is, telling a story. Right, this stuff's really working for me, and I know that it'll work for you. But the biggest barrier, the one thing that's going to stop you, the thing that's going to make you fall at the first hurdle, is you. It's your mindset. Yeah? Oh, what if everybody's running the same Facebook ad? There's 1.7 billion people on Facebook, they're not all going to see it. Oh, what everybody's using the same email. But they've not all got the same list. They're not even in the same country. They're not in the same niche. Oh, I don't know where to start. But I struggle with English. English is not my native speaking language. Wrap it up in Spanish or Italian or some other cool language that all those English speaking folk can't bloody speak, and get this message out to the people who run businesses in these countries. There's so many things people put up in the way of doing and taking action. Yeah, I know people who are making a lot more money than I am, and I can see how they're doing it, and I can see the results, and I'm modelling their success. I'm giving you things here that you can take now and model. Right? Sign up, promote ClickFunnels under the link. Get in there, get the information I'm giving you, get the share funnels. You can use these funnels, take them. They're all in the members area. I'm more than happy for you to take any element of any of this stuff that I'm sharing with you, change it, model it, do what you need to do, put it out there and run ads. I don't ever see anybody as a competition. If anything, it's going to boost my business. And if you get that mindset and you put you in a position where you can help people, you can give value, you don't care who's in competition with you. I've never had a competitor in any business I've ever run. I've never seen a person as a competitor. But that's me. You've got to look at things in a slightly different light. And when you do, and your mindset slightly changes, you can rock things out like this. So let's take a look at the Let Reach. Right, it launches today. I found out about it yesterday. I managed to get signed up as the affiliate links and all the stuff I needed to be able to put together a promotion that I can run separately to what I'm doing on the live call and everything. So I've created in ClickFunnels, just the same as you do with the 100-day bootcamp stuff, I've created a landing page. You can click the link underneath, you can check it out. I've recorded a 15-minute video to show you exactly how to do Let Reach and all the things that I like about it. Right? I've put that on YouTube. It's public. It's got keywords. People can find it. There'll be a lot of them today because it's launch day. I've put a button so they can get through to the JV page, the actual page where they can buy it from. I've put a comparison that I've done that shows the difference between Let Reach, which has got all of this stuff, and Push Crew, which is like $150 a month, as I've shown you, 3 websites, 5 users, and a little tiny bit of stuff. Yeah, and I've given value, but this stuff's only taken minutes to do. I'm even saying that if you buy this thing through my link, I'll enter you into a draw to win all of this e-commerce stuff with a card reader and a Shopify backpack. I've got this here ready to give away. I've got quite a few of them. It's just about giving value. So I'm going to do a Skype call with you. I'm going to give you a month complimentary membership if you buy this under my link. And that's crazy. It's $67 worth of stuff. I'll give you a month for free. Can you see what I'm doing there? I'm leveraging the power of my other products as bonuses to be able to get people through the door, yeah, to be able to promote a product that I believe in. Now, this could be ClickFunnels or anything. I'm even going to do the ClickFunnels affiliate thing. So, look what we're doing here. Quick landing pages. The Let Reach thing will pop down at the top. It's only that I've opted in myself that it's not doing. Given some value, given some content, given some everything you want. And in return for you spending some, $65 on a lifetime value product, should hopefully be a no-brainer. And clearly everybody will be giving bonuses. Find the right bonus. What I'm trying to illustrate to you here is that within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you can be geared to be taking part in one of the biggest software launches of the day, of the week, of the month, using ClickFunnels, some of the skills and things that you've picked up, some of the ideas that you've learned, using software like Let Reach and whatnot. But the point, the ultimate point of all this is you've got to take action. You've got to be able to quickly put these things together, whether it's a ClickFunnels opt-in page. Once you get them together and you get them out there and people start clicking them and they start opting in, you can tweak and you can change. Now, that's not the best page I've ever done, but I know that people are opting in, and when they opt in, I get them on Skype and I talk to them. This is your time to shine with your business. And a little bit of creative thinking, a little bit of looking at this from a slightly different angle, and not being afraid to take a risk with like $60 or $30 or $5 a day on Facebook ads. If you spend $7 on Facebook ads and you start to worry, maybe this ain't for you. You've got to be a little bit thicker skinned, and you've got to have faith in your offer and your ability. Remember the 3 principles that I talk about in every single thing I do. Number 1, technology must work. So if you're using simple systems that you can rely on, like ClickFunnels, Trello, LetReach, whatever it is, it works. You don't have to hire a team of developers and spend thousands on fixing problems and WordPress issues and all of that stuff. It works. Done. Once it's working, it's working. It doesn't break, it works. So that's great. Principle 1's in place, we're cracking. Principle 2, put the right offer in front of the right people. And if you can do that, you'll get lots of leads and you'll fill up your leads. And whether you put that in Trello or you write it on a whiteboard or a piece of paper, you still want leads and you still need to do something with them when you get them. Whether that's get them on the phone or whatever it is, you need to close them and sell them things, right? So in that process, you kind of come to the 3rd principle. Build a relationship with these folk. If you can build a relationship and you can give value and you can help and you can support people to do what they need to do to make their money and live the life they want, it takes quite a lot to go wrong. And I stand by that stuff. It works for me. Like I said in the ClickFunnels group, like I opened right at the beginning, to be able to say that yesterday I had an action-packed day of funnels and websites and all sorts of cool marketing stuff. Really enjoyed it. I even got an expensive gift off somebody for some of the trouble for the time I spent with her. There's lots of different ways you can make this work, but if you take action and you've got simple grounding principles that you can adhere to, then you're golden and your business should take off and go in the direction you want. I'm here to help, and as always, more than happy to take some questions. If you want to drop some questions on the comments, and I know my inbox and email, I can see it's all happening. I know some people don't want to put the links to their own funnels and different things in the public comments, but I'm more than happy to answer your questions, take a look at stuff, and ultimately see if I can help you move forward with your business. Now, I do have a few calls coming up, got a few people waiting on the line, and I'm going to jump on with them quite soon. So if you're not in a position to drop questions or comments or anything in the chat now, it's not a problem. You could send them, like I say, email, and anybody who has messaged me, which there are 4 or 5 I can see here, I'm going to get back to you probably in a couple of hours time. Like I said, I've got a couple of calls, I need to eat, spent all morning setting this stuff up for you guys, so I hope you've enjoyed that and I hope you appreciate that. If anything, check out the LetReach launch, get yourself on Trello, go back to your affiliate, promote ClickFunnels, your 100-day challenge, and see where you're up to, and just reflect on this. And then just take maybe 5 minutes out of the day, just clear your mind of all of this stuff and think, right, what can we do now to improve our business, improve our cash flow, get more leads? Just one little action, and then take that action and move forward. It's been a great call from my perspective. Hope it's been good from your side. I'm going to jump off. I'm going to get the video saved, get it uploaded. There's a ton of stuff there. And just to recap for you, get organised. Get visually organised so you can see where everybody is in every stage of your business. Whether you're selling Christmas trees, sales funnels, Jamaican hard-door bread, whatever it is you're selling, organise yourself. Use innovative technology like the LetReach system, whether you buy that or not. Like I said, it's not a sell. It's something I believe will help you. It helps me. It works for me. You've seen it in action. Try this stuff. You can get your money back from PayPal if you don't like it. These guys will refund you without thinking twice. If you need my help, get the bonuses, I'll help you with it. But do little things each day that are going to hopefully help your business. Do not be afraid of affiliate marketing. Get yourself signed up, sell some other products that you can stand behind and endorse and make yourself some commission. And tell your story, guys. We want to hear what makes your business stand out, what makes your business special. Every business that succeeds and makes the big money and it keeps its employees and it turns over what it should do and more has got a story to tell. Yeah? Facebook story to tell. Some dude made a thing called The Facebook in a university somewhere in America 10 years ago or something, and now look. You've got a story to tell. I've got a story to tell. I like sharing my story. Every time I share it, it benefits me. You guys, you've got a story. Get out there, get it shared. Make it into a funnel. Make money. Do marketing. Do something. It's Danny Walsh, and I'll see you on the next live session next week, Thursday, same time, same place. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.